I think it should be emphasized, that'll be the first public money spent on that. Everything else has been donated.
Yes.
The work that's been done, the restroom that was built
Everything
up.
is not,
to
in private
cost-
funds.
Yeah, taxpayers have sent. One other thing I think that people need to understand when you're asking for this levy or when your property values go up and your taxes go up as a result of that, that doesn't mean that the township's getting a direct proportion of that. And that illustrates a fundamental flaw with the way Ohio funds its local governing entities. And the way that's structured is it does not allow revenue to grow to keep pace with inflation. So as soon as you pass this levy, you're immediately falling behind again, and it forces local governing entities to periodically have to go back and ask voters for additional operating money. It doesn't mean a local governing entity's doing a bad job. It just means that the system is structured so that inflation erodes your budget all the time.
Well, and just Gus Davis passed this same levy 2 years ago for their general funding, Gus Davis did, so, this is, you know, so. Hello, David. Any other questions for me before I have Marge come up? They had some questions that you might have to answer, but we'll get to that, so.
Oh, boy.
Well, I already, we spoke, so.
Do you want Dave?
Jeff, you want to, come on up here for a minute, Dave, I'll introduce you anyway.
I apologize for being late. We had a public safety forces recognition dinner tonight in Ashtabula. So was at that and wanted to be here to hear from Martha and say hello.
Dave Thomas is the auditor for Ashtabula County. He is the one that's running in the primary for state representative in March.
Yes.
So, but there was a question about.
The inside-outside village thing?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that the same with townships as it is with schools, to where all voted on levies are outside village and they're a fixed amount of money?
So I'm not a lawyer, but my go-to lawyers, it depends. So with townships, some of your schools here in Trumbull may be on something called the 20 mil floor, which that millage will move then, just like inside millage with values. It won't be reduced over the years like traditional levies are. So that would be one difference. Inside millage will always move with values. There are some levies that you all will pass and will vote on as voters that are bonds. So that's where you're essentially voting on the total end amount. Let's say, for example, Kinsman had a fire truck, and you passed a $500,000 fire truck bond. That bond will collect $500,000. It would not necessarily automatically decrease over the years, but the auditor's office would work with the township and perhaps over the years decrease it to get to $500,000 by the end to make the payments. But it could also collect the full millage rate and actually end early in terms of the collection, because you've already collected in the $500,000 maybe 2 years early because values have increased, that tax amount stays the same when you're actually collecting more. So for most, probably 90% of your levies, it's going to be fixed rate. The millage amount will decrease every year, but there are some, depending on what's on your actual ballot, that will stay flat. And the big one is your schools, if they're on the 20 mil floor, that's where your tax actual increase will come from if the values increase. But that's also where your tax decrease would come from if the market crashes, which is nice every 3 years with values being updated. There's always the opportunity, bad thing if the market crashes, but your values would go down, your tax amount.
This is the second time we've heard about market crashes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Not predicting anything, but always a possibility. We're going through an update as well in Ashtabula. Our value percent was 32% in total. Where our increases though really are going to be is our CDV side, which is where we've been monitoring and been working with Martha on. But it's happening not just in Trumbull, not just in Ashtabula. The highest increase was, I believe, Butler in Franklin County at over 45%. So their markets have been very, very strong, and values increases as a result.
Any other questions? I thought there might have been farm questions.
Yeah, somebody had brought up CAUV and explained that, yes, there's increases, but we really can't, that's all state. It's not like we assess it, we're given it.
Yeah, that formula is purely State Department of Taxation. You all actually have no legal ability to even appeal that formula, which which is unfortunate. It's essentially a mandate by the State Department of Taxation. The way to appeal the formula is to have it changed through the legislature. And because CAUV is a constitutional amendment going back to 1970, 1972, 73, thank you. I've been saying 72.
He's one of the,
Very nice.
I told him, he said he went down and raised hell in Columbus, I said you might need to do that.
Yeah, yes. It's difficult because it's in the Constitution. The state can like tinker with it a little bit to really to really do it justice and to fix it. We're going to probably have another constitutional amendment to essentially replace.
You're gonna have to get about 10 or 15 angry, nasty farmers like they did in Nashville County.
Say we had
72 and 73, and we won. We went to Columbus 3 times.
The lawsuit that changed the formula back in 2017 originated in Ashtabula. So that's always a possibility as well. Instead of going through the lawsuit, the state changed the formula because it would have been probably successful. Farm Bureau is the best advocate. They're the ones that folks listen to the most down in Columbus.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
He is, I don't know if any of you know Dominic Marquez, longtime trustee in Johnson.
Yeah, we know Dominic.
Dave is his grandson. Dave is Dominic's grandson, so he has rural roots.
Oh, yeah.
So, and like I said, I'll vouch for the fact that Asheville County is the largest area-wise in the state of Ohio, and he's like a ping pong ball all over that
How
county.
many miles now?
About
We have
4,000 in 3 weeks.
So Marge, if there's, I'll let you,
Part of the